Hey gang, so this is gonna be a fairly low energy, low edit video, and just kind of a, I don't know, a little more introspective video, I think, than our typical garden vlogs would be in the future. So at the beginning of this year, we had a short pregnancy and then a miscarriage, and the pregnancy caused a lot of issues for my body, and I won't go into the specifics of it, but it was really debilitating. And then we had the miscarriage, and I have continued to have symptoms since then, off and on, and we thought we had a good handle on it. And then this past weekend, my symptoms came back pretty bad again. Anyway, in the midst of this most recent flare-up, it was time to pull the Zinnias out of the bed, and I wasn't feeling well enough to do it. So my dear sweet husband is working on pulling all the Zinnias out. From the very beginning, this Zinnia bed has been such a labor of love on James's part for me, because I wasn't able to get out in the garden near as much as I had hoped this year, and so he worked really hard to prep this flower bed for me so that we could have the Zinnias and I could at least be able to enjoy looking at them through the year. I guess for me, watching these flowers all get torn out has just been kind of therapeutic. It feels like it echoes what this season of our life has been. Just has me really wondering what's going to be next for us, what our next season looks like, and I'm really not sure. I'm also reminded that in gardens, flowers have to die so that new flowers can come forth. You know, they have to wilt and then put on seed so that can get buried in the ground. Some plants, they need what's called cold stratification, so they actually have to be in an extended period of cold temperatures in order for the seeds to be able to germinate the next year. And I feel like that is a really good lesson right now, as we're in what has felt like a year-long winter season. That sometimes in those cold, dark, constricted, confusing places, seed is developing, and it's going to put on such a beautiful show when those flowers grow and bloom. And you know, I look at the leaves falling off the trees right now. We have a lot of leaves coming down. And we actually get really excited when the leaves fall off of our large maple tree, because we gather all those leaves and we use them to mulch all our different beds. This year we're going to use them to mulch our strawberries, and that's going to keep the strawberries from getting killed off in the winter. So all these layers of death are essentially protecting life. We had so many volunteer tomato plants come up this year from our compost, and that was a pleasant surprise. And I was able to plant probably out 4 or 5 of them, and they actually put on tons of fruit. And one of the most prolific tomato plants we had was one of our volunteer tomatoes that came from the compost, and it's since been pulled out, and all of its overripe tomatoes have fallen to the ground and are now rotting. And right now it looks really ugly and kind of gross, and it probably smells bad if you stuck your nose in it, which I don't plan to do. But I'd be willing to bet money that next year we have several volunteer tomatoes come up in that place. So I expect good things from those rotten little tomatoes. There are certain crops that actually do much better in cool weather. So, for example, kale does quite well in the fall months, better than in the summer, and it likes that cool temperature, and apparently the cold temperatures actually make it a lot sweeter. So I have attempted to seed another batch of kale out in the garden, and I think I was a little late on the draw, so we will see if it has time to get established before it gets truly cold. That's worth noting too, is like even when those seasons when a lot of things are dying and falling away, sometimes there's one sweet little thing that comes springing up and surprises you out of nowhere. Sometimes when things die off above ground, that's when the roots have to go really, really deep. And I do feel like for all the struggle and strain and pain that this year has brought for us, we have put our roots down really, really deep. And that doesn't make it easy on weekends like this where I'm struggling to breathe and the doctors don't have any answers and I'm just plain damn scared about what the future might hold. But you know, you just keep sending your roots down deep. And praying for a spring of the soul to come. I don't know if I have a way to wrap this video up super inspirationally, because to be honest, we're still in that winter season, and when you're still in the winter season, you can't say, oh look at the beautiful spring that came from that place. We don't really have that yet. I just wanted to share this moment with you guys because I know a lot of people are in that winter season, that fall and winter season, where it seems like so many things are dying and rotting away and you're left feeling rather empty. Yeah, you tell them. So we just want you to know spring always comes. Right, Bucket? Yeah, spring always comes. Spring always comes.